Hi everyone and welcome to another edition of Smelly Sweet. In today's episode I'm gonna give you 10 fragrances in my lineup for this fall. But before we dive into that, hit the subscribe button, give a thumbs up, comment down below in the comment section which fragrances do you have in your lineup for this fall. I have 10 fragrances, some of them I will talk a little bit more on and some I won't just mention because they are so well known that everybody already knows what they smell like. So let's dive into this one. The cheapest one, Saga Amber Ego. You see that? Look in the bottle. Yeah, that was funny. Anyway, Saga Amber Ego is probably a clone of Armani Stronger With You. In this one you do have some green apples in the top, but it is the amber and the coconut that is most prominent in this one. Poor longevity, but for the price, 14 euros, I think it's okay to pay for that. And usage, I would suggest to use it on this dark fall nights when it's raining outside and you just want to stay in and watching Netflix or some movie or whatever. That is where I think this one is the best. Not the best, but you can use it for that. Anyway, let's move on to Rituals Oasis Water. This one is close to Tuxedo Perfume. It is heavy on the vetiver. On the start and the opening you do have some sourness and bitterness from the grapefruit and bergamot, but that gives you that a kind of a fresh feeling where I think imagine that your summer is slowly transition into fall and the thunderstorms start rolling in, and after that when you go outside you feel a freshness in the air after the thunderstorm and the sun comes through and starts drying up all those green grass, the green plants, all the thing, everything around you, and that is what I pick up on this one. That gives me that feeling. So it is a fresh but heavy on the vetiver, fresh in the opening, fresh bitterness in the opening, heavy on the vetiver. I think it is a great fragrance. Okay longevity, would say 6 to 7 hours. Now let's move on to a designer, and that is Gucci Pour Homme. Something I feel really deserves a lot more attention, because to me this one is a timeless classic. I mean, I read on Fragentica, someone said it had a poor longevity. I do pick up around 8 hours out of it, so I think it is pretty good. From the opening you do have some cypress and violet, but it is such a well blended fragrance that to me the most prominent note is probably the tobacco, but it is a very smooth, subtle tobacco, well blended with the leather and in this one that gives that the notes play so well together in this one. So you also have some amber that adds some sweetness in the late dry down, which I really enjoy. So I think this one is a great fragrance, very versatile, dress up, dress down, whatever you want. Now, the fourth one is Oud Wood by Tom Ford. Well, you just can't go wrong with this one. The fifth one, I had to add a leather-based fragrance to this, and I go with Jo Malone Bronze Wood and Leather. It is really a smoky leather feeling, and yet again, Jo Malone, I said it before, so many people when you mention Jo Malone just say it's poor longevity. They heard it from someone that heard it from someone that read it somewhere. They haven't tried it themselves, because this one is 8+ hours. I pushed it to 10, the 10-hour mark at some point, and I really enjoy it. This is a great leather scent. Also very, very good to combine, to layer other fragrances with. And I already said it, I believe, in some episode, but yet again, if you have Chanel Allure Homme Edition Blanche, layer it with this one. That is a great combination. Now, let's move on to my sixth one in the lineup, and that is Yves Saint Laurent Tuxedo. It is probably the most well known from the less exclusives or whatever he calls that line, the privé line, I would say it is. And it is the most known for a good reason, because this is amazing. I mean, from the start you do have some bergamot, I believe, and some violet, but that is not what this fragrance is about. This is about the ambergris and the patchouli that plays so well together in this fragrance. And in the dry down you do find some vanilla that adds some sweetness to it, and man, Tuxedo, it says, it gives you an idea that it is only to use when you wear a black tie or a tuxedo or in the evenings, but I would consider this one to be a great signature scent. It is probably, if I would do a top 5 video, this one is easily in it. Longevity wise, I would say around the 8-hour mark as well. It is a versatile, so you can use it for date fragrance, you can use it for office. So as I said, it is all about matching your outfit with the fragrance, with the signals you want to push out. If you wear a black tie with this one, it's a good match made in heaven. If you wear it as an office scent, it will give you that authority that you want. So it is a great fragrance. Let's move on to another well-known fragrance, and that is, at least in the community, Parfum de Mollyleyton. I would say that this one also is a great versatile fragrance, but I would use it most. I would say it is a perfect first date scent because it has a strong projection, it has a great longevity. I read some people start to complain about the longevity in newer batches of Parfum de Mollyleyton. I really hope it is like that, because when this bottle is finished I have to buy my new one, and I hope that won't be an issue, because it is a great projection, great longevity, and it will get you noticed. Another fragrance that isn't that well known is Nasamoto's Hindergrass. And the reason why Nasamoto fragrances isn't that much talked about in the YouTube reviewers world is because he never lists every single notes that he uses. And you have probably seen this plenty of times. They smell it and they start to tell you every single note. Well, with this fragrance they can't do that because the notes aren't listed. So that is why Nasamoto isn't that much talked about in the fragrance community on YouTube reviewers. But I sprayed on a strip before, and this one is like vibrant green fragrance. It has a crispiness to it. In the background, most prominent note is the patchouli. That one is really in front of it. But behind the patchouli you do pick up on those green notes, some florals I think is mixed into it. Longevity wise, 6-7 hours, so that could be better, but it is also a great fragrance. It is like, I would say they are not similar, not at all similar, Rituals and this fragrance, but they are in the same green category, but in 2 different ways. This is gives me more of a fresh feeling, this gives me more of an earthy feeling. So, great fragrances. Next up we have Mutter by Fragrance du Bois. This is an attar oil and it is heavy on the rose, kind of a sweet rose in the dry down. And I would say that this one is perfect for the 3rd or 4th date, or maybe even if you're in a long relationship and you want to treat your wife, or you can pull it off as a woman as well, or you want to treat your husband to a special dinner. Maybe you go out to a restaurant, put on this one, they will notice, they will feel the fragrance across the table from you. And what I've discovered with this fragrance, at least with my wife, when I wear it, she wants to come closer to me. It is a great fragrance in that way that it's something luring about it. People that smell it, they smell it and they want to smell it more. They want to come closer and smell it better. Now, the last fragrance in this list is Initio Oud for Greatness. I don't need to tell you about it, but I can say I use it when I want to show off, because this will get you noticed. It is a room filler. Now, I hope you enjoyed this episode. Please leave a thumbs up if you have stayed this long and haven't hit the subscribe button yet. What are you waiting for? So until the next time everybody, stay safe. Bye!